Welcome to Shivers and Stories, where we delve into the spine-chilling tales that haunt every corner of the United States. Tonight, we embark on a journey through all 50 states, uncovering the most notorious urban legends that have been whispered around campfires and shadowed in local lore. Turn off the lights, settle in, and prepare to be intrigued. The Northeast of the United States is a region steeped in history, mystery, and chilling tales that have been whispered through generations. From fog-laden coastlines to shadowy forests and ancient graveyards, these states are home to some of America's most unsettling urban legends. In Maine, the small town of Bucksport harbors a peculiar secret, the curse of Colonel Buck's tomb. In the heart of the cemetery stands a weathered tombstone, forever marked by a strange, leg-shaped stain that no amount of scrubbing or restoration can erase. According to legend, Colonel Jonathan Buck, a prominent figure in the town's founding, once condemned a woman to death for witchcraft. As her body burned, her legs supposedly rolled out of the fire, and with her dying breath, she cursed Buck, vowing that a mark would forever mar his grave. To this day, locals and visitors alike are drawn to the tomb, wondering if the curse is real or just a trick of the light and moss. Off the coast of New Hampshire, the Isles of Shoals rise from the Atlantic, shrouded in mist and mystery. These rocky islands have long been the setting for ghost stories and tragic tales. The most famous haunting is that of a young woman named Mary, known as the Ghost of Smutty Nose. In the 1870s, Mary was brutally murdered by a trusted friend. Her restless spirit is said to wander the desolate beaches and abandoned cottages, her cries echoing across the waves on stormy nights. Locals and visitors have reported seeing a ghostly woman in white drifting along the shoreline, searching for justice and peace that never came. The haunting presence of Mary is a chilling reminder of the violence and betrayal that once stained these isolated isles. In the rolling hills of Vermont, the Hayden family curse casts a long dark shadow over the town of Albany. The Haydens were once a prosperous family, but their fortune turned to tragedy in the 1800s. Legend has it that a family member, wronged and seeking vengeance, placed a curse upon the Haydens. Over the years, mysterious illnesses, untimely deaths, and financial ruin plagued the family, leaving their once grand estate in ruins. Some say the curse still lingers, and the spirits of the Haydens wander the countryside, unable to find rest. The story of the Hayden family serves as a cautionary tale about pride, betrayal, and the inescapable grip of fate. Massachusetts is infamous for its dark history, none more so than the curse of Giles Corey. During the Salem witch trials of 1692, Giles Corey was accused of witchcraft and subjected to a brutal execution, pressed to death beneath heavy stones. As he lay dying, Corey is said to have uttered a curse upon Salem and its officials. Since then, his ghost is rumored to appear in the graveyard or near the old jail whenever disaster is about to strike the town. Residents and visitors have reported chilling encounters with a spectral figure, and some believe that Corey's curse still haunts Salem, a grim reminder of the hysteria and injustice of the witch trials. In Rhode Island, the legend of Mercy Brown, the so-called Vampire of Exeter, chills the bones of all who hear it. In the late 1800s, a mysterious illness, now known as tuberculosis, claimed the lives of many in the Brown family. Desperate for answers, townsfolk exhumed Mercy's body, believing she was rising from the grave to drain the life from her relatives. Her heart was removed and burned in a desperate ritual to break the curse. The story of Mercy Brown became one of America's most famous vampire legends, inspiring tales and even influencing Bram Stoker's Dracula. Today, her grave is a site of eerie fascination, drawing those who seek a glimpse into the macabre past. Connecticut's dense forests are home to the bizarre legend of the Melon Heads. Deep in the woods of Fairfield County, people whisper about small, humanoid creatures with oversized, bulbous heads and glowing eyes. Some say they are the result of cruel experiments at a nearby asylum, while others believe they are simply lost children, twisted by isolation and fear. Hikers and thrill-seekers claim to have seen the melonheads darting between the trees, and tales abound of attacks on those who venture too far off the beaten path. On the eastern tip of Long Island, New York, the Montauk Project fuels some of the wildest conspiracy theories in America. The abandoned military base at Camp Hero is said to have been the site of secret government experiments during the Cold War. Rumors swirl about mind control, psychic warfare, and even time travel. Witnesses claim to have seen strange lights, bizarre creatures, and men in black patrolling the grounds. The Montauk Project has inspired countless books, documentaries, and even the hit show Stranger Things, blurring the line between fact and fiction in the shadowy world of government secrets. In the heart of New Jersey's Pine Barrens, a vast and eerie forest, lurks the legendary Jersey Devil. For over 250 years, this winged creature has haunted the region, its origins shrouded in folklore. Said to be the cursed 13th child of Mother Leeds, the Jersey Devil is described as having a horse-like head, bat wings, and a blood-curdling scream. Sightings have terrified locals and travelers alike, and the legend continues to thrive, inspiring festivals, sports teams, and endless speculation. Pennsylvania, Charlie No-Face. In western Pennsylvania, the story of Charlie No-Face, or the Green Man, haunts lonely highways. The legend is rooted in the real-life tragedy of Raymond Robinson, a man disfigured by a childhood accident. To avoid stares, Robinson walked the roads at night, his appearance giving rise to tales of a glowing, faceless specter. Over time, the story grew, and Charlie No-Face became a symbol of both fear and empathy, a misunderstood figure wandering the darkness. Delaware's capital, Dover, is said to be haunted by the restless spirit of Chief Justice Samuel Chew. In life, Chew was a respected judge, but he was often mocked and ridiculed by townsfolk. After his death, strange occurrences began to plague the courthouse: unexplained noises, cold drafts, and sightings of a ghostly judge in flowing robes. Some believe Justice Chew's spirit seeks revenge on those who mocked him, forever wandering the halls of justice, a spectral reminder that respect for the dead is never to be taken lightly. Whoa. When night falls across the American South, the air thickens with mystery, and the shadows seem to whisper old secrets. Maryland, the Goat Man. In the dense woods near Beltsville, a half-man, half-goat creature is rumored to stalk the night. Locals speak in hushed tones of the Goatman, a beast said to attack cars and terrorize couples parked along lovers' lanes, his chilling bleats echoing through the trees. Virginia, the Bunny Man. Legend tells of an escaped mental patient clad in a ragged bunny costume haunting a bridge in Fairfax County. Wielding an axe, the Bunny Man is said to leap from the shadows, scaring away anyone who dares to cross his path after dark. West Virginia, the Mothman. In the shadowy streets of Point Pleasant, a winged humanoid with piercing red eyes was sighted in the months leading up to the tragic 1967 Silver Bridge collapse. Some believe the Mothman was a harbinger of doom, an omen warning of disaster. North Carolina, the Beast of Bladenboro. In the 1950s, a mysterious creature resembling a massive panther was blamed for a string of gruesome animal deaths. The town of Bladenboro was gripped by fear as the beast prowled the night, leaving only chilling evidence behind. South Carolina, the Lizard Man of Scape Ore Swamp. Deep in the swamps of Lee County, tales persist of a reptilian humanoid with glowing eyes and razor-sharp claws. Since the 1980s, the Lizard Man has been blamed for car attacks and eerie sightings, his legend growing with every retelling. Georgia, the curse of Lake Lanier. Beneath the surface of Lake Lanier lie the remnants of entire towns and forgotten cemeteries. Locals whisper of restless spirits and a deadly curse, as the lake has claimed countless lives through mysterious accidents and drownings. Florida, the skunk ape. In the tangled heart of the Everglades, a foul-smelling ape-like creature is said to roam. The skunk ape has been spotted for decades, its pungent odor and wild cries haunting campers and hunters alike. Alabama, Huggin' Molly. In the quiet town of Abbeville, parents warn their children of Huggin' Molly, a towering woman dressed in black who appears after dark. She's said to embrace unsuspecting children in a bone-crushing hug and scream in their ears, a terrifying lesson meant to keep them safe at night. Mississippi, the three-legged lady of Nash Road. On the lonely stretch of Nash Road, drivers report being chased by a ghostly woman with 3 legs. She's said to pound on car doors and windows, desperate to catch those who dare to drive her haunted road. Louisiana, the Grunch. In the wild woods outside New Orleans, The Grunch are said to lurk, deformed, bloodthirsty creatures that lure victims by mimicking the cries of injured animals. Some say they're the result of a curse, others that they're the remnants of a lost, inhuman tribe. And throughout the South, tales of haunted plantations, vengeful spirits, and restless souls fill the humid nights, reminders that in this region, the line between legend and reality is often blurred. Deep in the heart of Ohio, as the sun slips behind tangled branches and a heavy mist creeps along the forest floor, a chilling legend comes alive. Locals whisper about the Melonheads, strange, reclusive figures with oversized, bulbous heads, said to haunt the woods near Kirtland and Chardon. According to the tales, these beings were once children, victims of cruel experiments at a remote asylum, who escaped into the wilderness decades ago. Now they're rumored to lurk just beyond the tree line, watching passing cars with glowing eyes, waiting for lost travelers to stray from the safety of the road. Some claim to have heard high-pitched giggles echoing through the night, or glimpsed small, misshapen shadows darting between the trees. In the Midwest, the Melonheads are more than a story. They're a warning. Never wander the woods alone after dark. Minnesota, the Wendigo. In the heart of the frozen Midwest, where the wind howls through endless pine forests and the snow muffles every sound, a chilling legend lurks. From Algonquian folklore, the Wendigo is a malevolent, cannibalistic spirit that haunts the snowy North Woods. Locals whisper of its gaunt, skeletal figure, towering with glowing eyes and a heart as cold as the Minnesota winter. Said to be born of greed or starvation, it grows with every human it consumes, forever hungry, forever cursed. Some say you can hear its mournful wail on the wind, a warning to those who dare wander too deep into the woods. The Wendigo is not the only legend to haunt the Midwest. Tales of haunted farmhouses, ghostly hitchhikers on lonely highways, and strange lights dancing over frozen lakes fill the long winter nights. In these vast, silent landscapes, the line between myth and reality blurs, and every shadow could be something watching, waiting. Iowa, the Black Angel of Death. In Iowa City's Oakland Cemetery stands a massive brooding angel statue, its wings outstretched, looming over the graves below. But this is no ordinary monument. Locals say the Black Angel is a sentinel of doom, shrouded in mystery and fear. According to legend, the statue was once a brilliant bronze, but over the decades, it's turned an unnatural, foreboding black. Some whisper that each year, as the angel absorbs the sins and sorrows of those buried nearby, its stone grows darker, almost as if it's alive, feeding on grief and guilt. Chilling tales abound. Some say that if you touch or worse, kiss the statue, you'll be marked for death. Over the years, stories have spread of those who dared to defy the curse, only to meet mysterious accidents or sudden illness soon after. Even today, few are brave enough to tempt fate beneath the Black Angel's shadow. The American West is a land of vast wilderness and chilling legends, where the line between reality and myth blurs as the sun sets. In Missouri, just outside St. Louis, lies the infamous Lawler Ford Road, better known as Zombie Road. This decaying trail snakes through dense woods, its history steeped in tales of tragedy and the supernatural. After dark, locals whisper about shadowy figures darting between the trees, the echo of phantom footsteps, and ghostly whispers that chill the blood. Some claim to have seen the spectral zombie himself, a restless spirit said to haunt the path, searching for lost souls. But Zombie Road is just one of many Western legends. In the mountains of Colorado, the ghostly Riverdale Road is said to be haunted by a phantom jogger, while Nevada's Goldfield Hotel is infamous for its restless spirits and unexplained screams. Out here, every shadow hides a story, and every legend lingers long after the sun goes down. Arizona, where the sun-baked earth holds secrets older than memory. Here, the legend of the Red Ghost haunts the Crimson Sands. In the late 1800s, terrified ranchers and travelers whispered of a monstrous red beast, part camel, part nightmare, Lumbering across the wasteland, a human skeleton lashed to its back, sun-bleached bones rattling with every step. The truth behind the terror? The United States Army once imported camels for desert transport, but when the experiment failed, the camels vanished into the wild. Some say one became cursed, forever wandering, forever haunted. Even now, locals claim to glimpse the red ghost at twilight, its spectral form trailing a cloud of red dust, vanishing before dawn. Some swear they hear the clatter of bones on the wind. New Mexico, where the highways stretch into darkness and the air grows thick with dread. Here, the legend of La Mala Hora, or the Evil Hour, chills the blood of even the bravest travelers. This is no ordinary ghost. La Mala Hora is a harbinger of doom, a shapeless terror that stalks the lonely crossroads and empty highways. Witnesses describe a black, shifting figure, sometimes a woman, sometimes a formless shadow, blocking the road at midnight. Those who see her are driven to madness, or worse, never seen again. The locals say, if you feel a sudden chill, turn back. If you ever glimpse her face in the gloom, it's already too late. Now we journey north, Alaska, land of endless night and ancient spirits. Here, the Kushtaka lurk in the shadows. In Tlingit legend, the Kushtaka are shape-shifting otter spirits, creatures with gleaming eyes and sharp, knowing smiles. They mimic the desperate cries of lost travelers, luring the unwary to the river's edge. There, in the swirling mist, they steal souls or transform victims into fellow Kushtaka. Cute? Not even close. In the frozen silence of Alaska, their legend is pure terror. Washington, where the forests breathe secrets, and the rain never quite washes away the fear. Here, the black-eyed children of Cannock Chase are said to wander, their legend drifting across continents and settling in the shadowy corners of the evergreen state. Though their origins are global, Washington's version is especially chilling. Locals whisper about late-night knocks on lonely doorsteps and the cold, unblinking stares of children with eyes as black as midnight. In remote logging towns and even the heart of suburbia, people report encounters with these children, voices flat and emotionless, eyes void of light. They plead to be let inside, promising safety, but radiating dread. They ask to enter, your car, your home, your life. Survivors say the only answer is a firm, terrified no. Oregon, where the mist rolls in from the Pacific and secrets linger in the salt air. Here, the bandaged man of Cannon Beach haunts the lonely highways and windswept dunes. Locals say Cannon Beach offers more than sand and surf. On stormy nights, a figure wrapped in filthy, blood-stained bandages is seen limping along the roadside, trailing the stench of decay. The bandage man, a half-mummified horror, appears in rearview mirrors, his presence marked by the overwhelming odor of rotting flesh. Some say he's the ghost of a logger, others a vengeful spirit from a forgotten accident. He's even said to leap into the beds of moving trucks, pounding on the windows until the driver flees in terror. Road trip, anyone? California, where the mountains meet the sea and the forests hide ancient scars. In the shadowy woods near Ojai, the Charmin legend burns brightest. The Charmin, a grotesquely burned specter, haunts the trails and backroads, his skin blackened and peeling, his presence heralded by the acrid scent of smoke. Hikers and drivers tell of sudden attacks, their stories echoing through the canyons. Some say he was a man trapped by wildfire, his screams lost in the inferno. Others claim he was disfigured by vengeance, driven mad by pain and isolation. Either way, the Charmin still wanders the Ojai woods, his anguished screams rising with the night wind, reminding all who hear them that some legends never die. The Pacific states are home to some of the most chilling and mysterious legends in America. Hawaii, for instance, is haunted by the Night Marchers, or Huaka'i Po. These spectral processions of ancient Hawaiian warriors are said to roam sacred paths after dark, their footsteps echoing through the jungle. Legend says they are the spirits of fallen chiefs and soldiers, returning to retrace their ancient roots. Locals warn that if you hear the distant beat of drums or glimpse torches flickering through the trees, you must never look directly at the marchers or try to flee. The only way to show respect and survive is to lie flat on the ground, eyes averted, and remain silent. Otherwise, the night marchers may claim your soul, forever binding you to their ghostly procession. The Pacific states are filled with stories like these, where the line between the living and the supernatural is hauntingly thin. As we leave the mainland behind, we enter the shadowy realms of the U.S. territories, places where legends are woven into the very fabric of the land, and the night air hums with stories passed down for generations. Our journey begins in Puerto Rico, where the forests hold secrets that chill the blood. Puerto Rico, El Chupacabra. Possibly the most infamous cryptid in Latin America, El Chupacabra, the goat-sucker, is blamed for a string of livestock deaths, often found drained of blood with mysterious puncture wounds. The first report surfaced in the small town of Canovanas in 1995, when dozens of animals were discovered lifeless, their bodies eerily untouched except for 2 small holes at the neck. Described as reptilian, bipedal, and honestly just terrifying, sightings began in the 1990s and haven't stopped since. Some say it moves with unnatural speed, its eyes glowing red in the moonlight, leaving behind only fear and the echo of its shrill cry. Rural areas still whisper about its return, and every unexplained animal death reignites the legend. Some even claim to have glimpsed its shadow darting between the trees, a reminder that the Chupacabra may never truly be gone. Guam, the Tautomona spirits. In the heart of the Pacific, the jungles of Guam are alive with the presence of the Tautomona, ancestral spirits who watch over the land and its people. In Chamorro belief, these spirits dwell in banyan trees and ancient latte stone sites. The banyan, with its tangled roots and looming presence, is said to be a gateway between worlds, a place where the living and the dead can meet. Disrespecting their lands, like, peeing on trees or chopping them down, can lead to illness or possession. There are tales of people who ignored the warnings, only to fall mysteriously ill, plagued by nightmares and strange voices calling their name. Locals still ask permission before entering certain forests, just to be safe. The Tautomona are both protectors and punishers, respected, feared, and never forgotten. U.S. Virgin Islands, the Jumbie. When the sun sets over the Caribbean, the Jumbies come out to play, mischievous and sometimes malevolent spirits rooted in African folklore, brought to the islands by enslaved peoples and woven into local legend. Jumbies are known to cause trouble for the living, stealing small objects, tripping travelers, or even possessing the unwary. Some say they can shapeshift, appearing as animals or even people you know. They dance at night, lure victims into the forest, or bring bad luck. The most dangerous Jumbies are said to be those who died violently or with unfinished business, forever seeking company in the afterlife. But don't worry, you can protect yourself by placing shoes outside your door. This simple act confuses the Jumbies, who are compelled to count each shoe before entering. Jumbies hate counting and get distracted. By dawn, they'll have wandered off, leaving your household safe for another night. American Samoa, the Aitu, and Talisa. In the lush rainforests of Samoa, the line between the living and the dead is thin. The Aitu are spirits of the departed, sometimes benevolent, sometimes vengeful, always watching. Talisa, meanwhile, is a powerful female spirit, often compared to a Samoan version of a siren or forest witch. She is said to appear as a beautiful woman, her hair long and black, her eyes hypnotic. She seduces men in the night. Those who disrespect the land or the culture might just find her waiting in the shadows. Some say she can drain your life force with a kiss or lead you so deep into the jungle that you're never seen again. Northern Mariana Islands, the ghost of the grotto. The grotto in Saipan is a beautiful dive spot, but also haunted, its blue waters hiding secrets from the past. Local divers tell of sudden chills, voices echoing through the water, and the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Some have even reported being pulled by invisible hands, as if the grotto itself is reluctant to let them leave. Divers report hearing voices underwater or being pulled by unseen forces. The deeper you go, the stronger the presence becomes. Some say it's the spirits of those lost in the grotto, forever searching for a way out. Local legend tells of a woman who drowned herself there after losing her lover in war, and now drifts just below the surface, calling others to join her. Some say if you listen closely, you can hear her weeping, her voice echoing through the water, a warning to all who dare to enter the grotto's depths. In the U.S. territories, the line between myth and reality is thin. So if you ever visit, remember, respect the land, heed the warnings, and never wander alone after dark. From the haunted highways of New Jersey, where shadows stretch across lonely asphalt and every turn feels like a step into the unknown, to the jungle spirits of Guam, where the air hums with secrets and the trees seem to whisper warnings to those who dare to listen. The United States is stitched together not just by land, but by story, by the chilling tales that echo from coast to coast, binding us in a tapestry of fear and fascination. These legends live on through whispers in the night, through warnings passed down from generation to generation, and through that unshakable feeling, the chill that creeps up your spine, the sense that you're never truly alone in the dark. Maybe, just maybe, these stories are more than myth. Maybe in the quiet spaces between heartbeats, America's creepiest urban legends are waiting, watching, ready to remind us that some mysteries are never meant to be solved. The shadows are always listening. If you crave more chills, subscribe to Shivers and Stories. Have you heard a legend that haunts your hometown? Share your eerie tales in the comments below. Your story could be featured in our next episode. Don't forget to follow us for more spine-tingling mysteries and urban legends that lurk in the dark. Stay curious and stay cautious.
Hey there, fellow cryptid enthusiasts and lovers of all things spooky. Welcome back to Shivers and Stories, the only YouTube channel brave enough to delve into the shadowy world of urban legends. Today we're trading our ghost hunting gear for some Midwestern hospitality as we journey into the heart of Ohio. Get ready to explore 10 of the most chilling urban legends the Buckeye State has to offer. So, grab your flashlight, your blankie, and maybe a snack. You're gonna need it, because these tales are sure to send shivers down your spine. Alright, let's kick things off with a classic, the Loveland Frogman. Picture this. It's a dark and stormy night in 1956. A businessman, just trying to get home, finds himself cruising down a deserted stretch of road near Loveland, Ohio. Suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, he spots something bizarre on the side of the road. A large humanoid figure, but with the head of a frog. Now, I know what you're thinking. Shane, this guy probably just saw a big old bullfrog and his imagination ran wild. But hold on, there's more. This wasn't just a one-time sighting. Over the years, numerous people have reported seeing the frogman lurking around the banks of the Little Miami River. Some say it carries a stick, others claim it flashes a weird glowing wand. Some speculate the frogman is the result of some wacky government experiment gone wrong, while others believe it's a more traditional creature of folklore. Whatever the truth may be, the legend of the Loveland Frogman continues to capture the imaginations of Ohioans and weirdos like me across the country. Next up, we're venturing into the dense forests of eastern Ohio, home to a creature that's as elusive as it is terrifying, the Ohio Grassman. Think Bigfoot, but with a penchant for the Buckeye State. This hairy hominid is said to stand over 7 feet tall, covered in dark hair, and possessing a blood-curdling roar that can make your hair stand on end. Sightings of the Grassman date back to the 1970s, with reports often describing a foul odor accompanying the creature. Just a delightful detail, right? Some believe the Grassman is a surviving Gigantopithecus, a prehistoric ape thought to be long extinct. Others think it's a misidentified bear, suffering from a severe case of mange. But those who claim to have encountered the Grassman firsthand swear it's something far more sinister. One particularly chilling account tells of a group of campers who allegedly saw the Grassman peering at them through the trees. They hightailed it out of there, but not before hearing the creature's deafening roar echoing through the woods. Whether it's a myth, a monster, or just a really stinky primate, the Ohio Grassman remains one of the state's most enduring mysteries. Now let's switch gears from cryptids to something even more unsettling. The tragic tale of the Gore Orphanage. Located near Vermilion, Ohio, the Gore Orphanage is said to have been plagued by misfortune from the very beginning. Legend has it that the orphanage was run by a cruel couple, Mr. and Mrs. Gore. The true horror occurred one night when a fire engulfed the building, trapping the children inside. To this day, People claim to hear ghostly cries from the site. The legend of the Gore orphanage serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness lurking beneath the surface. Chapter 4. The Melonheads Fact or Fiction? Alright folks, buckle up, because this next one is a doozy. We're talking about the Melonheads, said to roam the backroads and abandoned areas around Kirtland, Ohio. These beings are described as small, childlike creatures with grotesquely oversized heads. Their strange appearance is just the tip of the iceberg. Legends abound about their erratic behavior and piercing screams. Some say the Melonheads are the result of cruel experiments at a nearby mental institution. Whether they're the product of scientific experimentation or simply the stuff of nightmares, the Melonheads remain a fixture of Ohio folklore. Chapter 5. The Defiance Werewolf. Terror in the Night. Let's sink our teeth into a classic monster myth with a local twist. The Defiance Werewolf. This lycanthrope calls the small town of Defiance, Ohio, its stomping ground. The legend stretches back to the 1980s with reports of a large wolf-like creature terrorizing livestock. Witnesses describe a beast with glowing red eyes and a blood-curdling howl. Whether it's mistaken identity or a genuine werewolf, the legend continues to haunt the town. Chapter 6. The Mystery of Helltown, a town lost to time. From werewolves, let's move on to a location that's shrouded in mystery and intrigue, Helltown, Ohio. This abandoned town, nestled within the South Boston area of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, has been a hotbed of paranormal activity and unsettling stories for decades. Once a thriving community, Helltown was reportedly evacuated and left to decay in the 1970s due to a combination of government conspiracy, environmental disaster, and good old-fashioned spooky happenings. Rumors abound about mutated wildlife roaming the abandoned streets, satanic cults performing rituals in the shadows, and a mysterious chemical spill that poisoned the land and drove residents mad. The most eerie aspect of Helltown is undoubtedly its abandoned houses, left to crumble and decay, frozen in time. Some say the houses are haunted by the spirits of former residents, driven mad by the events that led to the town's demise. Whether it's the remnants of a government experiment gone wrong, a haven for the occult, or just a victim of urban legend, Helltown stands as a testament to the power of fear, folklore, and the allure of the unknown. Alright folks, let's trade abandoned towns for a haunted house with a truly chilling history. Get ready to explore the spine-tingling tales of Franklin Castle, located in the heart of Cleveland, Ohio. Built in the late 1800s, Franklin Castle is one of Ohio's most haunted locations.
The house has a tragic past, filled with unexplained deaths and paranormal activity.
The Tiedemann family faced many tragedies, including mysterious deaths and rumors of murder.
Visitors report disembodied voices, cold spots and full-bodied apparitions. Some claim to see the ghost of a young girl believed to be a Tiedemann child.
Okay folks, get ready for a mystery that's more unsettling than a ghost story, the case of the Circleville letters. This bizarre tale takes us to Circleville, Ohio, where starting in 1976, residents were terrorized by a series of anonymous letters filled with threats, accusations, and intimate details about their personal lives. The letters were often signed with a simple circle with a dot in the center, and the writer claimed to know everything about the residents of Circleville, their secrets, their lies, and their darkest desires. The letters targeted everyone from local officials and business owners to ordinary families, spreading fear and paranoia throughout the town. The writer accused people of infidelity, extramarital affairs, and even plotting to kill their spouses. The identity of the Circleville letter writer remains a mystery to this day, despite numerous investigations, suspects, and even a potential deathbed confession. Some believe the writer was a disgruntled former resident seeking revenge, while others speculate it was a group of individuals working together to terrorize the town. The case of the Circleville letters is a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are human, and the truth can be as elusive as the shadow of a doubt. Now let's delve into a tale of industrial tragedy and restless spirits with the legend of the Lake Hope Furnace. Nestled deep within the forests of Vinton County, Ohio lies the ruins of the Lake Hope Furnace, a relic of the state's iron-smelting past. But these aren't just any ordinary ruins. The Lake Hope Furnace is said to be haunted by the spirits of workers who met a gruesome end within its fiery depths. The legend goes that back in the 1800s, a tragic accident occurred at the furnace, resulting in the deaths of several workers. The molten iron, heated to unimaginable temperatures, spilled over, engulfing the workers in a sea of fire. Today, visitors to the Lake Hope furnace report hearing strange noises, feeling sudden drops in temperature, and even witnessing apparitions of the burned workers, forever bound to the site of their demise. Some claim to have seen a ghostly figure, engulfed in flames, wandering the woods near the furnace, searching for peace that it can never find. Whether it's the residual energy of a tragic past, the spirits of those who perished in the fire, or simply the power of suggestion, the Lake Hope furnace stands as a chilling reminder that some places are forever marked by the echoes of tragedy. And finally, we've reached the last stop on our journey through Ohio's most chilling urban legends, Crybaby Bridge. This one, my friends, is a classic for a reason. Scattered throughout Ohio are countless bridges with a chilling moniker, Crybaby Bridge. Each bridge has its own unique story, its own tragic history. One of Ohio's most well-known crybaby bridges is in Truro Township. Legend has it, a young mother took her own life and her infants by jumping into the icy waters. To this day, people claim to hear the baby's cries, a haunting reminder of the tragedy. Well, there you have it, folks. 10 of the most chilling urban legends from the heart of Ohio. We've journeyed from the depths of its forests to the ruins of its past, encountering cryptids, ghosts, and mysteries that continue to baffle and terrify. If you're ever driving down a deserted Ohio road at night, just remember the tales we've shared tonight. And hey, if you see a frogman holding a glowing wand, do me a favor and get a picture. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next spooky adventure. And be sure to let us know in the comments which Ohio urban legends spooked you the most. Until next time, stay curious, stay spooky, and whatever you do, don't listen to any mysterious letters. Hi, and welcome back to Shivers and Stories. Today we are unveiling the legend of the Bunny Man of Virginia. Now on with the video. The air is thick with anticipation. The fog rolls in, blanketing the forest in an eerie silence. Every rustle of leaves, every distant howl seems to carry a message from the past. The atmosphere is heavy, almost suffocating, as if the forest itself is holding its breath. A chill runs down your spine, the cold wind bites at your skin, and you can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. The forest is alive with unseen eyes, and every shadow seems to move with a life of its own. You feel a presence, something ancient and malevolent, lurking just beyond the edge of your vision. You're in Fairfax County, Virginia, a place known for its rich history and picturesque landscapes. But beneath its charming exterior lies a darker, more sinister side. This is a place where the past and present collide, where the echoes of history can still be heard in the whispers of the wind. A place where history whispers on the wind. The old buildings and landmarks stand as silent witnesses to the events that have shaped this county. Each brick, each stone holds a story, a memory of times long gone. But some stories are darker than others, and some memories refuse to fade. But this isn't just any history. This is a history steeped in mystery and fear. A history that has left its mark on the land and its people. The tales of the past are not just stories, they are warnings, reminders of the darkness that once walked these lands. It's the story of the Bunny Man, a legend that has haunted Fairfax County for generations. A tale of madness and murder, of a creature that defies explanation. The Bunny Man is more than just a ghost story. It's a symbol of the fear that lurks in the hearts of those who dare to venture into the unknown, a legend shrouded in fear. The Bunny Man is said to roam the forests and tunnels of Fairfax County, a spectral figure that strikes terror into the hearts of those who encounter him. His presence is felt in the rustling of leaves and the shadows that dance at the edge of your vision. He is a reminder that some legends are born of truth. This is no children's tale. The story of the Bunny Man is not for the faint of heart. It is a tale of horror and madness, of a creature that defies logic and reason. It is a story that has been passed down through generations, each retelling adding to the fear and mystery that surrounds it. It's a story of madness, murder, and a creature that haunts the night. The Bunny Man is said to be the spirit of a man driven to madness, a man who took on the guise of a rabbit and committed unspeakable acts of violence. His spirit is said to haunt the forests of Fairfax County, a vengeful specter that preys on the unwary. Are you ready to face the darkness, to step into the unknown and confront the legend of the Bunny Man. The forest is waiting, its secrets hidden in the shadows. The path ahead is dark and treacherous, but if you have the courage to face your fears, you may uncover the truth behind the legend. To confront the legend of the Bunny Man, the choice is yours. Will you turn back, or will you step forward into the darkness, ready to face whatever lies ahead? The Bunny Man is waiting, and the forest holds its breath, waiting to see if you have the courage to uncover its secrets.
Fairfax County, steeped in history, rich in tradition, but beneath the surface darkness festers, a darkness that takes the form of a man, or is it a beast? The locals whisper his name in hushed tones, the Bunnyman.
The story begins in the early 1900s. At the edge of town stood a mental asylum, a place of shadows and screams. It is here that our story takes root. Within the asylum's cold walls, a patient plotted his escape. The air was thick with despair, and the walls seemed to whisper secrets of those who had come before. Each night, he would sit in the darkness, his mind racing with thoughts of freedom. The asylum, with its endless corridors and locked doors, was a labyrinth designed to break the spirit. But he was determined. He had a plan. His name, lost to time. The records, now yellowed and brittle, held no trace of his identity. He was just another lost soul in a sea of forgotten faces. The bed where he once lay was now empty, a silent testament to his absence. The name tag, once a marker of his existence, lay discarded and forgotten. But while his name was erased, his presence lingered, like a ghost haunting the halls. But his legend lives on. Whispers of his story spread like wildfire among the staff and patients. They spoke of his cunning, his determination, and his unyielding spirit. He became a symbol of hope for some, and a figure of fear for others. The legend of his escape grew with each retelling, becoming more fantastical and eerie. It was said that he had outsmarted the guards, using the very shadows of the asylum to his advantage. They called him the Bunny Man. The name was whispered in hushed tones, a mix of awe and dread. The origins of the name were unclear, but it was said that he wore a mask, a grotesque bunny mask, to hide his true face. The mask became his identity, a symbol of his transformation from a mere patient to a legend. The Bunny Man was no longer just a man. He was a myth, a story to be told in the dead of night.
One night he broke free. The asylum was plunged into chaos. Alarms blared and lights flickered ominously. The shadows seemed to come alive, dancing to the rhythm of the chaos. The Bunny Man moved through the darkness with a purpose, his heart pounding with a mix of fear and exhilaration. He had waited for this moment, and now it was finally here. The night was his ally, cloaking him in its embrace as he made his escape. The guards found his torn straitjacket. It lay on the floor, a symbol of his defiance. The room was in disarray, evidence of a struggle. The walls bore the marks of his desperation, and the air was thick with the scent of sweat and fear. The straitjacket, once a tool of his confinement, was now a testament to his strength and determination. He had broken free, leaving behind the remnants of his captivity, and scattered on the ground, the remnants of his last meal. The guards could only stare in disbelief. The meal, once a source of sustenance, was now a clue to his state of mind. It was clear that he had been planning this for a long time, biding his time and waiting for the perfect moment. The scattered food was a sign of his resolve, a message to those who would come after him. Carrots, raw and uneaten. They lay on the ground, a stark contrast to the chaos around them. The carrots, once a symbol of nourishment, were now a symbol of his rebellion. He had left them behind, a silent message to those who would find them. The Bunny Man was no longer bound by the rules of the asylum. He was free, and he would not be stopped. The hunt for the escaped patient began, but something had changed. The guards moved through the halls with a sense of urgency, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. They searched every room, every corner, but the Bunny Man was nowhere to be found. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. The asylum, once a place of confinement, was now a place of mystery. The legend of the Bunny Man had taken on a life of its own. He was no longer just a man. He was something else, something far more sinister. The shadows seemed to whisper his name, and the air was thick with a sense of foreboding. The Bunny Man had become a part of the asylum, a dark presence that would haunt its halls forever. His escape was just the beginning. The legend of the Bunnyman would live on, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks within us all.
Deep in the heart of Fairfax County, the Colchester Overpass stands silent. A concrete sentinel shrouded in mist and fear. Locals know it as Bunnyman Bridge, a place where the legend comes alive. They say he lurks here, waiting in the shadows, watching, his eyes glowing red in the darkness, his breath ragged and uneven, his axe poised to strike. This is his domain. Sightings, whispers in the dark. Welcome to another chilling episode where we delve into the eerie and unexplained. Tonight, we explore the legend of the Bunnyman, a tale that has haunted the minds of many for decades. Over the years, stories of the Bunnyman have spread like wildfire. From one generation to the next, the legend has grown, each retelling adding new layers of fear and intrigue. Around campfires, under the cloak of night, these stories come to life. Teenagers whisper tales around campfires. They speak of a man in a rabbit costume, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The flickering flames cast eerie shadows on their faces, amplifying the fear in their eyes. Locals share hushed accounts of their own encounters. In small towns where everyone knows each other, these stories take on a life of their own. Each person adds their own twist, their own experience, making the Bunnyman more real, more terrifying. Each story adds to the legend. The Bunnyman is no longer just a tale. He is a part of the community's history, a ghost that haunts their collective memory. The pages of local lore are filled with sightings and encounters, each more chilling than the last.
A group of teenagers parked on a lover's lane. They were seeking a quiet moment, a break from the mundane. Little did they know, their night was about to take a terrifying turn. Suddenly, a figure in a white rabbit costume appeared. It was an image straight out of their worst nightmares, a surreal blend of innocence and horror. Axe in hand, he charged at their car. The sight was both absurd and terrifying, a grotesque parody of a children's story gone horribly wrong. Screeching tires and terrified screams filled the night. The teenagers' laughter turned to panic as they scrambled to escape, their hearts pounding in their chests. But when they returned, he was gone. The road was empty, the night silent once more. It was as if the Bunnyman had never been there, a phantom that vanished into the darkness. Only the echo of their fear remained. The memory of that night would haunt them forever, a reminder of the thin line between reality and nightmare. The legend of the Bunnyman lives on, whispered in the dark, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to cross his path.
Experts speak truth or legend. Local historians dismiss the Bunnyman as mere folklore, a ghost story meant to scare children.
But paranormal experts disagree. They point to the consistency of the sightings, the chilling details, the undeniable fear in the witnesses' eyes.
There's something out there, something dark and dangerous. The Bunnyman may be a legend, but the fear he inspires is very real.
The axe instrument of terror. Some say the Bunnyman's axe is no ordinary weapon. It's a conduit for his rage, a symbol of his madness, a tool of his terror. They say he swings the axe with supernatural strength, that it cleaves through flesh and bone with ease. The very sight of it is enough to send shivers down your spine. The mask, a grotesque visage. But what truly sets the Bunnyman apart is his mask, a grotesque rabbit's head, frozen in a perpetual grin, a chilling mockery of innocence. Some say he wears the mask to conceal his identity. Others believe it's a manifestation of his fractured psyche, a physical representation of the monster within. Could it be true? The stories are out there, whispered in hushed tones, passed down through generations. But are they just stories? Or is there something more to the legend of the Bunnyman? The evidence is circumstantial, the witnesses unreliable, and yet the legend persists. Could it be that the Bunnyman is real? Could he be out there right now, waiting in the shadows? The legend lives on. The legend of the Bunnyman continues to fascinate and terrify. It's a story that taps into our deepest fears, the fear of the unknown, the fear of the dark, the fear of the creature lurking just beyond our sight. But the legend is more than just a scary story. It's a reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved, that some doors are best left unopened. What do you believe? So, the next time you find yourself in Fairfax County, be careful. Listen closely to the whispers on the wind, and keep your eyes peeled for any sign of movement in the shadows. You never know who or what might be watching you. Hi, and welcome back to Shivers and Stories. Today we are going over 50 of the scariest, most odd stories from across the globe. From whispered tales passed down through generations to viral internet nightmares, the world is steeped in stories designed to chill you. We've scoured the darkest corners, dug through terrifying legends, and unearthed 50 urban legends. Turn off the lights, grab your security blanket, and prepare to descend into a world of shadows and fear. Our journey into the darkest corners of human cruelty begins in the 16th century, in the opulent castles of Hungary. It's here we encounter Elizabeth Bathory, a name whispered with fear and fascination. History remembers her as the Blood Countess, driven to unspeakable acts for eternal youth. They say beauty fades, but Countess Bathory refused to let go. She believed the blood of young maidens held the key to preserving her youthful glow. Hundreds of innocent girls, lured to the castle, found themselves trapped in a nightmare. Torture chambers hidden deep within the castle walls became gruesome playgrounds. The stories are almost too horrific to tell, needles beneath fingernails, lips sewn shut. Imagine their screams echoing through the castle halls, their pleas for mercy ignored. The countess is said to have bathed in the blood of her victims, convinced it would grant her eternal youth. This is no mere legend, but a chilling chapter ripped from the pages of history. Our next tale takes us from the ancient castles of Europe to the digital shadows of the internet. This is the story of Slender Man, a creature born from online forums. He emerges from the static, a gaunt, unnervingly tall figure in a black suit. His face, well, he doesn't have one. He stalks the edges of our vision, always watching, always waiting. They say he preys on the vulnerable, particularly children. Those who stare too long find themselves lost in madness. The Slender Man embodies the fear of the unknown. He's a chilling reminder that the things that scare us most don't need a face. From the heart of Mexico, we journey to the banks of its rivers and streams where a chilling presence is said to wander. They call her La Llorona, the weeping woman. Legend has it she drowned her own children in a jealous fit and took her own life in grief and guilt. Cursed to wander the earth, she searches for her lost children, her heart-wrenching cries echoing through the night. Don't let her sorrow be your doom. In the rugged, unforgiving landscape of Pakistan lurks a creature as alluring as it is deadly. They call her the Pikal Peri, a shape-shifting entity with reversed feet, a chilling mark of her otherworldly nature. Her beauty lures unsuspecting travelers deeper into her trap, feeding on their life force, leaving them as withered husks. In these desolate landscapes, beauty can often be deceiving. Our modern world, with its towering structures, can sometimes feel like a breeding ground for unsettling rituals. One such ritual is the elevator game, a chilling legend whispered among the brave. Enter an elevator alone, follow a specific sequence of floors. Break the sequence and you break the barrier between worlds. If successful, you'll find yourself in a desolate world, bathed in an eerie red glow. Beware the shadowy figure watching from the shadows. Many who attempt this ritual vanish without a trace. Think twice before you press that button. Deep within the Australian bush, under the shade of ancient fig trees, lurks a creature so bizarre, so unsettling it seems ripped from the pages of a fever dream. This, my friends, is the Yaramayahu, a predator as small as it is deadly. Imagine, if you will, a creature no larger than a child with skin as red as freshly spilled blood and suction cups on its hands and feet. This grotesque little monster, often described as having large, bulbous eyes that gleam in the darkness, doesn't rely on brute force, but rather a chilling method of feeding. Instead of ripping and tearing, the Yaramayahu swallows its prey whole. Upon waking, the Yaramayahu regurgitates its victim, often disoriented, drained, and forever changed. India, a land steeped in ancient lore and mysticism, is also home to a creature of pure nightmare fuel. The Rakshasa, a malevolent demon known for its shape-shifting abilities, has haunted imaginations for centuries. Imagine encountering a stranger on a lonely road, their eyes glowing with an unnatural intensity. You might feel a chill run down your spine, a sense of unease that sends shivers across your skin. This stranger might be the Rakshasa in disguise, ready to lure you into a deadly trap. In the heart of Venezuela, where the wind whispers tales of the macabre, there exists a legend so chilling it sends shivers down the spines of even the bravest souls. This is the story of El Silbón, the Whistler, a skeletal figure draped in tattered clothing, forever wandering the plains, his presence heralded by a bone-chilling melody. Suddenly, a piercing whistle cuts through the darkness, a haunting tune that seems to echo from the very depths of your soul. This, my friends, is the calling card of El Silbón. In Jewish folklore there exists a terror, the Dybbuk, a malicious spirit seeking refuge, not in the afterlife. This entity, driven by torment, sets its sights on the living. The Dybbuk possesses the vulnerable, unleashing misfortune. It craves the life force of its host, leaving a hollow shell. So if you feel a cold shiver, remember the Dybbuk. It might be waiting to make you its next victim. From the land of the rising sun, where shadows dance and spirits roam, emerges the chilling legend of the Napara Bow. Imagine venturing down a moonlit path, the air thick with cherry blossoms and dread. Suddenly a figure emerges, vaguely human, yet something is terribly wrong. For where their face should be, there is only smooth, blank skin. Gather close, dear viewers, as we delve into a legend whispered in hushed tones, a chilling game that blurs the line between reality and the supernatural, the legend of Bloody Mary. Picture this: a darkened bathroom, the only light emanating from a flickering candle. You stand before the mirror, heart pounding in your chest, a mix of fear and morbid curiosity coursing through your veins. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Legend has it that if you're brave enough or foolish enough to utter her name 3 times, Bloody Mary will appear before you. Deep in the frozen wilderness of North America, a horror takes root. The Wendigo, not a man, not a beast, but something far more sinister. Born from desperation, driven by insatiable hunger, eyes like burning coals, a cursed spirit once human, now a grotesque mockery, mimicking human voices to lure victims, craving human flesh, an insatiable desire. Remember the legend of the Wendigo. Listen closely to the wind, for it might carry the creature's chilling howl. From the sun-drenched plains of Africa comes a tale that will chill you to the bone, a creature so terrifying its name is whispered in fear. The Papabawa, a shapeshifter, its most terrifying form is that of a monstrous bat. It swoops down, eyes glowing with malevolent glee. Victims are subjected to unspeakable acts of terror. So, if you find yourself under the African sky, be careful of what lurks in the shadows. Across cultures and continents, a chilling figure emerges from the shadows of our collective fears, the White Lady. She is the embodiment of sorrow, a spectral figure draped in white, her face often obscured. Imagine a misty graveyard, and there, gliding among the tombstones, is a figure in white, watching you. The White Lady appears in countless forms and variations. Some say she is the spirit of a woman who died in childbirth, searching for her lost child. Others say she is a scorned lover, driven to madness and death by betrayal, but regardless of her origins, her presence is always unsettling. Many believe that seeing the White Lady is an omen of death. The American Southwest, a land of vast deserts, towering mesas, and ancient evils. In Navajo tradition, few things inspire such primal terror as the skinwalker. Imagine a figure moving through the desolate landscape under the moonlight. It might appear as a coyote, its eyes glowing with an unnatural intensity. This is a skinwalker, a malevolent witch or medicine man. They crave the power to transform, to shed their human skin. And what becomes of those who cross paths with a skinwalker? Some say they are driven mad, others whisper of gruesome deaths. So remember the skinwalker when wandering the lonely roads of the Navajo Nation. From the sun-drenched islands of the Philippines comes a tale that chills the very marrow. It is the Manananggal, a creature as beautiful as it is monstrous. With a sickening crack, her torso splits, wings unfurl, and she takes to the night sky. This, my friends, is the true form of the Manananggal. Beware, you might just be the next victim. The Emerald Isle, a land of rolling green hills, ancient castles, and terrifying legends. Tonight we confront a harbinger of doom, a spectral rider, the Dullahan. Picture this: a moonless night, the wind howling through the Irish countryside. Suddenly the sound of thundering hooves echoes across the desolate landscape. It's the Dullahan, a headless horseman, his steed a fearsome beast with eyes that burn like hot coals. He carries his own severed head, its face contorted in a horrifying grin. The Dullahan rides with a purpose, his arrival a sure sign of death. From the darkest corners of the internet comes a creature so disturbing, so unnerving that even the bravest souls dare not speak its name. They call it the Rake, and it haunts the nightmares of those who cross its path. Imagine, if you will, a creature so pale, so gaunt, that it seems to absorb the very light around it. Its eyes, two black pits devoid of any emotion, pierce through the veil of darkness, leaving you paralyzed with fear. Deep within the fog-choked moors of England, there lies a tale that chills the very marrow. A being so twisted, so grotesquely deformed, that his very presence warps the world around him. This is the legend of the Crooked Man. Picture a dilapidated mansion, its windows staring out blindly into the swirling mist. Within its decaying walls, a figure shuffles through the darkness. This is his domain, where terror reigns supreme. Now his body contorted, he stalks the halls of his crumbling abode. Beware, for the Crooked Man's reach extends far beyond his haunted mansion. The Iron Curtain hid more than just political ideologies. Behind its cold facade lay a chilling truth, whispered in secrecy. They called it the Russian sleep experiment, a project so sinister, it speaks volumes about human depravity. 5 political prisoners became unwitting subjects in this macabre experiment. Sealed inside a chamber, pumped full of an experimental gas, they were promised freedom. Their minds began to unravel, their sanity slipping away. The Russian sleep experiment serves as a stark reminder of the terrifying cost of knowledge. The world is full of games, but some are best left unplayed. The Midnight Game is a terrifying ritual whispered amongst thrill-seekers. It's said to summon a malevolent entity, the Midnight Man. Imagine standing in a darkened hallway, a single candle flickering. You've pricked your finger, let a drop of blood fall onto a piece of paper. You've knocked on your wooden door 22 times and now, you wait. The air grows heavy, the silence deafening. This isn't a game for the faint of heart. The Midnight Man craves fear, feeds off it. Those who have played describe a feeling of dread so profound it's like a physical presence. They say he toys with his victims, whispers their darkest fears, drives them to the brink of madness. Some say the Midnight Man is a demon, others a restless spirit. Whatever he is, the rules are clear. Keep the candle lit, avoid his gaze, and whatever you do, don't let him catch you. Because if the candle goes out, he's already close enough to touch you. Paris, the city of lights, a place of romance, beauty, and vanishing hotel rooms? An urban legend tells of a woman who checks into a quaint hotel and vanishes without a trace. She steps into her room, closes the door, and disappears. Her belongings remain untouched. Some whisper of a hidden portal or malevolent force. Lovers' lanes hold an air of both romance and unease. The Hookman, ingrained in American folklore, embodies that feeling. He is the fear that grips young couples on secluded roads, a chilling reminder that not all shadows are harmless. Imagine a young couple, parked on a moonlit night. The radio plays softly, windows fog up with every kiss. Suddenly a news bulletin warns of an escaped patient, a dangerous man, with a hook for a hand. Fear turns to panic as a scratching sound echoes. The couple huddles closer, hearts pounding. Is it just a branch, or something far more sinister? The Hookman is a cautionary tale, a reminder that danger can lurk anywhere, even in the most familiar places. Sometimes the things that go bump in the night have a hook for a hand. Deep in the heart of Maryland, there's a legend whispered around campfires. This is the tale of the Goat Man, half man, half goat, with a thirst for chaos and violence. Some say he was a scientist, driven mad by his own experiments. Others claim he's an ancient evil awakened by a forgotten ritual. Whatever his origins, one thing is certain: the Goat Man is no friend to man. So, if you find yourself wandering the back roads of Maryland, be careful. From the dusty deserts of Mexico to the humid jungles of Puerto Rico, a blood-curdling legend haunts the Americas. A creature of the night, feared for its insatiable thirst for blood. This is the legend of the Chupacabra. Imagine waking up to find your livestock slaughtered, their bodies drained of blood with strange puncture wounds on their necks. That's the calling card of the chupacabra. Imagine this. It's late at night, you're home alone, and you hear a knock on your door. You peer through the peephole, expecting to see a neighbor or maybe a late-night solicitor. But instead, you're met with a sight that chills you to the bone. Two children, dressed in dark clothing, their faces pale and emotionless, staring back at you with completely black eyes. This is the unsettling reality of those who have encountered the black-eyed children. Reports of these encounters have surfaced across the United States, sending shivers down the spines of those who hear them. Whatever their true nature, one thing is certain: if the black-eyed children come knocking on your door, whatever you do, don't let them in. The United States, a land of vast landscapes and even vaster mysteries. Nestled amongst tales of Bigfoot and extraterrestrials, there lies a creature as bizarre as it is terrifying: the Mothman, described as a hulking humanoid figure with glowing red eyes and a wingspan wider than a car. Imagine driving down a desolate highway, the only sound the rumble of your engine. Suddenly, a pair of glowing eyes pierce the darkness. You see it, a towering figure perched on a nearby building, its massive wings unfurling, those crimson eyes burning into your soul. The Mothman doesn't cause disasters, but it's always there, a silent witness to tragedy. He lurks in the shadows of our childhood fears, a formless terror whispered about in hushed tones. He is the bogeyman, and he thrives on the vulnerability of innocence. He takes on the shape of our deepest fears, morphing into whatever chills us to the bone. The bogeyman preys on disobedience: be good or else. At the foot of Mount Fuji lies Aokigahara, the suicide forest, a place where beauty and sorrow intertwine. Sunlight struggles through the dense canopy, casting long shadows. The ground is a tangled mass of roots and undergrowth. Silence is broken only by the rustle of leaves and distant caw of a crow. Countless souls have ended their lives here. Locals whisper of yurei, restless spirits drawn to the forest's sorrow. Wander too deep, and you might feel an unseen hand or hear whispers. Aokigahara is a place of profound sadness and the fragility of life. From the misty legends of Germany, the headless horseman gallops into our nightmares, a chilling reminder that some wounds transcend death. Imagine yourself lost in a shadowed forest. Suddenly, the pounding of hooves echoes through the trees. A towering figure upon a black steed cloaked in darkness, but where his head should be, there's nothing. He rides eternally, seeking something lost. To encounter the headless horseman is to stare death in the face. Our next tale takes us to the bustling streets of Japan, where a terrifying figure haunts train stations and dark alleys, her name whispered in fear: Kuchisake Onna, the slit-faced woman, her face hidden behind a surgical mask, asking a chilling question: am I beautiful? Revealing a grotesque, gaping wound stretching ear to ear. Driven by rage, she stalks her victims, her swift movements almost inhuman. Our journey takes us to Australia, where a chilling tale reminds us that sometimes the most terrifying monsters wear familiar faces. Imagine returning home after a long day, hearing a strange gurgling sound. Your Doberman lies on the floor, choking desperately. You realize with horror it's a human hand, a home invasion, a loyal dog defending its family. Is it an urban legend or a chilling reminder of lurking danger? Some stories, well, they cut deep. They claw at our primal fears. Tonight's tale takes us to Mexico, shadowed by a legend so haunting it's whispered from generation to generation. They call her La Llorona, the weeping woman. Her cries echo through the night, a symphony of sorrow. Driven to madness by grief, she drowned her own children. Now, her soul roams the earth, searching endlessly. Her cries a chilling lament that pierces the night. Deep in the heart of the Slavic world, where ancient forests sprawl beneath endless skies, there lies a legend that chills the blood and whispers of a terror so profound. To confront the Baba Yaga, a creature so terrifying, imagine, if you will, a hut, not of wood and stone, but of bone and claw, perched precariously on chicken legs, spinning wildly in a clearing deep within a darkened forest. This, my friends, is the domain of Baba Yaga, a hag of unspeakable power and insatiable hunger. Her iron teeth bared in a perpetual grotesque grin, she grinds the bones of the unfortunate souls who stumble upon her hut. She is said to abduct children, spiriting them away to her hut of horrors, where she devours them. America, a land built on dreams and ambition, is also a land haunted by its past. From sea to shining sea, stories of the unexplained weave into our history. Tonight we delve into a chilling chapter in American folklore. Our journey takes us to Adams, Tennessee, where the Bell Witch legend was born. This malevolent entity terrorized the Bell family, leaving a legacy of fear and unanswered questions. Deep in the desolate pine barrens of South Jersey, a creature born of darkness and despair is said to roam. They call it the Jersey Devil, and its legend stretches back centuries. It all began with a woman known as Mother Leeds, who, already burdened with 12 children, found herself pregnant once more. Overwhelmed and cursing her fate, she cried out, "Let this one be a devil." Twisted and deformed with hooves, leathery wings, and a blood-curdling shriek, the child quickly escaped into the night. The Jersey Devil has haunted the Pine Barrens ever since, its piercing cries echoing through the trees. Imagine driving down a dark, secluded road, the only sound the hum of your engine and the rustling of leaves. Suddenly, a figure appears in your headlights, a figure shrouded in a tattered bunny suit, clutching a blood-stained axe. The legend centers around Colchester Overpass in Clifton, Virginia, where he lurks in the shadows waiting for unsuspecting victims. In the heart of Mexican folklore, where shadows dance and ancient fears take flight, there exists a creature that embodies the darkness. They call her La Lechuza, the Owl Witch, a shape-shifting sorceress who preys on the fear of the night. For it is at this hour that La Lechuza awakens, her hunger for human suffering driving her from her shadowy lair. But her most terrifying form is that of an owl, a harbinger of terror and despair. Deep within the rivers and ponds of Japan, a chilling legend lurks beneath the surface. The kappa, a creature of mischief and menace, inhabits these waters. Drawn to the pond's edge, you see a dark mirror reflecting the starry sky. Beware, for within those depths, the kappa waits. Picture its grotesque form, a scaly humanoid with a turtle-like shell. The most disturbing feature is the water-filled cavity on its head. Some tales whisper of the kappa dragging victims into the depths. From the windswept shores and mist-shrouded islands of Scotland comes a creature so horrifying, the Nukahlavi, a demonic horse-like monstrosity, embodies the raw, untamed fury of the sea. Picture its nightmarish form, a creature with no skin, its raw, pulsating flesh exposed. A single, fiery eye glares out from its skull, burning with a cold, malevolent intelligence. Its breath, a toxic fume, withers crops and sickens livestock. They say it's a creature of pure malice, reveling in the suffering it inflicts. The Nukahlavi is a reminder that even in the most beautiful corners of the world, darkness can lurk just beneath the surface. The open road, a symbol of freedom and adventure, can also be a place of loneliness and uncertainty. Sometimes, in the dead of night, those lonely stretches of asphalt can play host to unsettling encounters. One such encounter is the chilling tale of the vanishing hitchhiker. Imagine yourself behind the wheel, cruising down a deserted highway. Headlights pierce the darkness, revealing a solitary figure standing by the roadside. You pull over, a sense of compassion compelling you to help. They climb into the passenger seat, their features obscured by shadows. Then, without warning, they vanish into thin air, leaving behind an empty seat. The vanishing hitchhiker, a specter of the asphalt, a reminder that not all who wander are lost. Deep in the heart of Guatemala, a darkness stalks the streets. They call him El Sombreron, a name whispered in fear. Picture this, a man, small in stature, his face obscured by a shadow. He wanders the night, his eyes fixed on his victims, always women. They say he serenades them with his silver guitar, his voice hypnotic. The women, ensnared by his melody, become his puppets. He braids their hair, each strand infused with his dark magic. The grand hotels of America, with their opulent lobbies, often hide tragic tales, haunted by those who met their ends within those walls. Tonight we delve into the chilling mystery of the Lady in Red. Imagine a sea of faces, elegantly dressed, and there, amidst the revelry, a figure in red appears. Her gown, a crimson masterpiece, flows behind her. Some say she searches for a lost lover. Others believe she seeks revenge. Whatever the reason, encountering the Lady in Red is to be touched by tragedy. In the land of the rising sun, where shadows dance and ancient spirits roam, there lurks a creature born of vanity and scorned love. Her name, whispered in hushed tones, sends shivers down the spines of children and adults alike. Kuchisake Onna, the slit-mouthed woman. Imagine walking down a dimly lit street. A figure emerges from the darkness, her face hidden behind a surgical mask. She asks a single chilling question. Am I beautiful? Don't be fooled by her seemingly innocent query. If you answer yes, she'll reveal a grotesque Glasgow smile, her mouth sliced ear to ear. Am I still beautiful? She hisses. To answer no is to seal your fate as another victim of her blade. In the cold, dark depths of night, when the wind howls like a banshee and shadows dance ominously on the walls, have you ever felt a presence? You see her, the old hag. Her eyes, two burning embers in the darkness, a grotesque, chilling smile that stretches across her face. Deep in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, lies a tomb, a mausoleum so magnificent. It's a testament to the power of Timur, the great, the ruthless conqueror. But this tomb guards a terrifying secret, a curse whispered through the ages. Inscribed upon Timur's tomb is a chilling warning. Whosoever disturbs my tomb will unleash an invader more terrible than I. On June 20th, 1941, Soviet archaeologists ignored the warnings. They broke the seal, hoping to uncover the riches and secrets buried within. That very night, Hitler launched Operation Barbarossa, a massive invasion of the Soviet Union. The curse of Timur had seemingly come true. Picture this: a raging thunderstorm outside, the wind howling like a tormented beast. You're home alone, nestled in your bed, seeking comfort from the storm's fury. Your faithful dog is curled up beside you. As the thunder cracks, you feel a soft, wet sensation on your hand. Your dog is licking your hand. But then, a cold realization grips you. Your dog is dead. Panic floods your senses as you jerk your hand away. You scramble back, heart pounding. The room is bathed in an eerie glow and you see it, a figure standing in the doorway. Its eyes, two glowing embers, are fixed on you, a chilling smile playing on its lips. Our journey through the darkest corners of the world brings us to Japan, where a new terror emerges in the digital age. This is the Red Room Curse. Imagine a pop-up appearing on your screen, expanding into a suffocating crimson. Your computer locks, the fan grows louder as if your machine itself is screaming, and then, the chanting starts, distorted voices whispering of death and doom. The Red Room has marked you. Within 7 days, you will be found dead. This next legend takes us on a terrifying ride with a sinister set of wheels. Imagine a car, sleek, maybe even beautiful, but beneath its polished exterior lies a terrifying curse. This isn't just any car, it's a harbinger of doom, a metal monster with a taste for blood. Some say the death car was once owned by a serial killer, its trunk stained with the blood of his victims. Whatever its origin, the legend remains the same. This car craves tragedy, and it won't rest until it claims another victim. The death car has claimed another life, adding another soul to its grim tally. Some say the car disappears after each crash, only to reappear in another town, ready to claim its next victim. Our next story takes us to the quaint village of Woolpit in Suffolk, England. Picture a place where life moves at a slower pace, where the biggest concern is the harvest. But this tranquility was shattered by the arrival of two very unusual visitors. It was a bright summer day when the villagers of Woolpit discovered two children huddled near a wolf pit. Their skin was a strange shade of green, their clothes unfamiliar and their language unintelligible. The villagers took the children in, offering them food and shelter. As the children slowly began to learn English, they told a tale so bizarre, so unbelievable, that it sent shivers down the spines of the villagers. They claimed to be from a subterranean world called St. Martin's Land, a place where everything was bathed in an emerald light. The boy, weaker and more sickly, eventually died. But the girl adapted to her new life, losing her green complexion and eventually marrying a local man. The mystery remains unsolved, a chilling reminder that some secrets are best left buried. And there you have it, 50 terrifying tales that have chilled hearts and fueled nightmares. From the blood-soaked halls of castles to the shadowy depths of the internet, fear lurks in every corner of the globe, but remember, these are just stories. Or are they? Thanks for joining us on this terrifying journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling stories. Until next time, stay safe and keep